Over the course of its short life, Germany's far-right AfD party has never had it so good. More than 90 seats in the federal parliament and representatives in each of the 16 regional assemblies. My guest this week here in Berlin is the party's deputy leader, Georg Pazderski. What kind of party is the AfD growing up to be? Georg Pazderski, welcome to Konfliktzone.
Hello.
Your federal spokesman, Jörg Meuthen, says the AfD completely rejects any form of right-wing radicalism. That's right, that's what he said.
Yeah, he's right.
This is blatantly untrue, though, isn't it? Because last summer, in various protest rallies, your supporters marched happily alongside members of the anti-immigrant group Pegida, as well as Nazi activists, neo-Nazi activists, giving the Nazi salute. You weren't too choosy then about who you were associating with, were you?
No, this is not true. Because if you're
Which
looking...
part is not true? That you didn't march with Pegida and with people giving Nazi salutes?
You should give me a chance just to answer. This means, no, what happened in Chemnitz was the case that obviously the organizers of the march didn't look very deeply into it, how to organize a march. And this means that certain groups which were not part of the march joined the march. But on the other hand, it's very clear. There is no place in the Alternative für Deutschland for right-wing extremism or Nazis or what you ever call. We are very strict on that. Yeah, we have the toughest procedures just to get new members. So, for instance, you have to tell if you have been a member of a party before you are joining the AfD, of which party. If you have been, for instance, with the National Democrats in Germany, then you cannot become a member. You cannot become a member of the AfD.
But you walked next to Pegida, whose leader, as you yourself has pointed out, has a criminal record, including for inciting hatred. He's called migrants, cattle, and scum. You were happy walking next. Your people were happy walking.
No, we are not happy
next to him.
We are not happy that this happened.
But you didn't leave.
In any
you
advance,
didn't leave. You could have left.
I haven't been there. Others have been there.
Yeah, and they didn't leave either,
I would have expected that they should have said very clearly that this. You are talking about Lutz Parkmans doesn't belong to this demonstration, and I made it very clear. And also, I think that the board of the party makes very clear that Lutz Parkmans is no partner for the AfD. Certainly mistakes have been made, but we have to learn from that.
This is
for
just
the
a
future,
mistake, was it?
It was a mistake.
Your party also justified the violence in August when mobs chased and attacked people who looked like foreigners. Was this a mistake?
But this is fake. No.
This is a mistake
now
as
we
well?
know this is fake news, and if you are looking really to the reports, then you can see this was not something that there was a chase. It was a video made by people who have been joining or have joined the march. And this was announced by our government that there was a chasing of people, but this chasing never happened.
One of your
this means that fake news are spread by people who trying to bring the AfD in a right-wing corner.
Was it fake news then when your own MP, Markus Frohnmayer, tweeted, "It is a citizen's right to halt lethal knife migration"? Catchy phrase. Knife migration, isn't it? After one knife incident.
Yeah.
After one knife
it's not
incident.
Only no. It's not only one knife incident. It's a lot of.
How many?
I cannot number it out.
Oh, so
but
you
I can
don't
say
know how many.
It's a lot. Meanwhile, and
but you press the fear button. You make people
we can. For instance, I think if we want to talk to each other and you want to have an answer, then you should give me the chance to answer. And this means. Certainly we have an increasing crime rate and we have an increasing rate of knife attacks in Germany. Yeah, this is pure statistics and we see it, and it's by migrants it's done. And this means that people have the feeling that Germany becomes more and more unsecure.
You say that, but
and it's
but
not only in the eastern part of Germany; it's also in the western part of Germany.
You say that, Mr. Pazderski. The fact is, you'll go to any lengths to turn the German public against Muslim migrants, won't you?
No,
one of your poster campaigns.
No.
One of your poster campaigns featured a smiling girl in a check dress, right arm raised, leading a group of happy, light-skinned teenagers down a school corridor. Underneath is the slogan, Islam-free schools. The poster was condemned by the Bavarian Teachers Union as very dangerous given this country's history.
I've never seen this post, and I'm not aware of that post.
Are you happy
but on
about
the other
that
hand,
poster?
no, I think the position of the AfD is very clear. The Islam doesn't belong to Germany, but certainly Muslims belong to Germany. And although the position of the AfD is that we certainly want to help people who are looking for asylum, because we think, yes, we have to help people, but there must be a reason for asylum. Religious reason, political reason, other reasons. But what we expect, or what we are seeing in Germany and in Europe, is that we have a migration because of economic reasons.
Mr. Pazderski, Islam
we opened the borders.
schools.
We opened the borders, without control, which
Islam
means everybody
free
could join.
schools.
Everybody could join Germany without being controlled.
I
And this led to a
understand what you're
situation.
saying.
This led to a situation that we have people in Germany
But you're not
which have
answering
15
this
or
issue.
20 identities.
You're not answering this issue.
And this means,
Islam-free schools. Do you remember the Nazi sign, Jew-free?
We never said that we want to have Islam-free schools. What we said,
Yes, you did. You put it on your
what
poster.
we said,
Islam-free schools.
We say nothing else but what the Australians say.
You like adapting Nazi slogans today?
Our country, our rules.
You like
adapting
Nazi slogans to today?
I don't know if you're aware.
About that.
I don't know if you're aware.
You're not going to answer that.
Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of my background. My father was Polish, and he was brought to Germany in 1939, for forced labor. So, just to say that I'm in a party where Nazis are, this is nonsense, because I would never accept this in this party.
But
there are
certain
people, and I don't know if they belong to the party, who certainly use the party just to spread their hatred and other things, and we have to do something against it. That's very clear.
Your campaign against migrants and Muslims had made use...
Which campaign?
I'm going to...
You have to be concrete.
I'm going to give you examples. I'm going to give you examples, if you'll let me ask the question.
Yeah, then do it.
It's made use of some hugely exaggerated slogans, like Europe in the crosshairs, huge Islamist attack thwarted, education impossible. Some problem schools have 100% migrant intake. Our teachers are being beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, but on the other hand...
This simply isn't true. This doesn't reflect
This is true,
reality,
certainly. I don't know if you're reading German newspapers, but if you're reading German
Who's been beaten to a pulp? Who's been
if
beaten
you are
to a
reading
pulp?
German newspapers, then you see that we really have a problem.
How many teachers have been beaten to a pulp?
We have also schools in Berlin where you have about 90% migrants, which means 10% of the pupils are German, and something is going dramatically wrong in this region.
How many teachers have been beaten to a pulp, Mr. Pazderski?
I don't have the statistics if this happened. But what you are doing is you are quoting some things from...
I'm quoting your propaganda campaign against Muslim migrants.
This is not my propaganda campaign.
It's your party's.
And it's certainly not the AfD's propaganda campaign. I'm pretty sure about this. You are picking out...
You ask me if I read German newspapers. Do you read what your people put out?
You are picking out some of, I would say, posts in social media, and then you're saying it's the opinion of the AfD, and this is wrong. Certainly you have separated
your name. It goes out.
No, certainly not.
Names.
What you are doing is you're saying something. You say this was posted by you, but you have no evidence. Tell me if something is posted, then there must be somebody who did post it, and I want to
Yeah,
have the
and these
name.
have been
No, I want to have the
reported.
name from you just to
You
answer it. Can you
can-
give me
They've been widely
your
reported.
explanation what Islam-free schools mean in your opinion?
It
That
means
Islam is
no
not that
Islam in
Islam
schools.
that Islam is not educated in a German school where we have a Christian heritage. Is this what you mean? Then I say yes, because Islam doesn't belong to Germany, and we are a Christian country. We are a Christian cultural country, and why should be Islam educated in German schools? Why? We even have no religious education in our schools. Why should we teach Islam in our schools? Please tell
Mr.
me.
Pazderski, here's some names for you about if you're talking about the rhetoric and the anti-migrant rhetoric. One of your leaders, Alice Weidel, described girls who wore headscarves as useless. She was formally censured by the parliament for doing this. Andre Wendt, member of parliament in Saxony, inquired about the cost for the state of sterilizing unaccompanied refugee minors. Think about it. You talk about your Judeo-Christian heritage. Forcibly sterilizing children.
So what you are doing, this is really unfair. You
What's
are saying
unfair
something.
about
No,
it?
you're saying
You asked me for names, I'm
Alice
giving you
Weidel. You said
names.
Alice Weidel, and then you are going to a totally different post, and you are trying to make a connection to Alice Weidel by that, and this is wrong. Tell me, maybe Alice Weidel has said something in the parliament. I know exactly the situation when she said headscarf girls. Yeah, Kopftuchmädchen.
Alexander
She said
Garland.
it. She said it. She said it in the parliament.
And she was censured for it.
And I was not happy with that. Yeah, but on the other hand, sometimes you have also to make very sharp statements just to describe what is going on.
Were you happy when your leader Alexander Garland said about a black member of Germany's national football team, Jerome Boateng, that he might be appreciated for his role on the pitch, but people wouldn't want someone like him as a neighbor? Were you happy with that?
No, I was not happy with that, because I think it's nonsense what was said. And I don't know why
Your leader is
Mr.
talking
Garland...
nonsense. Your leader's talking nonsense.
In that case, he talked nonsense, yeah, because I think this is not true. Because I think what you are trying to do is to put us in a racist corner, to put us in a Nazi corner.
In a racist corner with these comments.
These comments
put you in a racist
What you
corner.
are doing is exactly what the other parties in Germany trying to do, and also the media in Germany trying to do for years and years. Yeah, just to put or to push.
Well, not that many years. You've only been around for 5 years.
Five and a half.
Years, yeah.
This means since 5.5 years, yeah, the other parties and also the media trying to push us in a Nazi corner, in a right-wing corner, because this was in the past always a good means just to get rid of a new party. They did it with the Republicans.
But you played
they
down
did it with
the
others.
Nazi era, don't you?
No.
You played down. When Alexander Garland described the Nazi period as a speck of bird droppings in over 1,000 years of successful German history, did you not think how deeply insulting that must be to the families of 6 million Holocaust victims?
So then you have really to see how he meant it. I talked to him, and I said,
You're
also,
happy with that comment?
No, I'm not happy. But on the other hand,
you don't seem very happy in this party at all. Maybe you should be in a different party.
What you know,
if you're not happy with what your leader says.
What you need to know is the point that he meant it in a different way. He said, these were only 12 years, yeah, bad years. Evil years, but it was only 12 years. And there is a history of almost 1,100 years. And we have also to consider this if we are talking about Germany.
So no more
but on the other hand,
it
was a very bad expression what he did, because it has, you can interpret it in a different way. I talked to him, and we had also I think a very intense discussion in our board. We made it very clear that he has to apologize for that. Yeah, that this was wrong, what he said.
And when did he apologize?
He did apologize.
When? Where?
Directly after.
While you're telling everyone that you've no connection with right-wing radicalism and extremism, you've allowed your youth organizations to get seriously out of control, haven't you?
No, because we have no connections to right-wing parties or right-wing movements or whatsoever else. Certainly we have currently a problem with our youth organization, with parts, only with certain people of our youth organization, but we are currently looking into it. And what we are doing, and what we are currently doing is we are trying to get a picture what is going on, and then we will have a meeting with our board, the party board, and then we will take certainly decisions on our youth organization.
Individual inhumane statements.
And we said, yeah, absolutely. And we said, I'm part of this press release because I was one of the creators of this press release.
Why did you let it get so bad in your party before you suddenly said, oh, but we need to do something about this? Why did you let it get so bad?
You have to get knowledge of it, and then you can react. And if you have no knowledge, these are, for instance, so-called.
The government told you about it. The government said they were putting them under surveillance, and you accused them of abuse of power by putting them under surveillance.
If you're looking to Lower Saxony, for instance, we separated the youth organization of Lower Saxony. We are looking into Bremen. That may be the youth organization will be separated.
What do you mean looking into it? Are you going to expel them or not?
You have to make a situation analysis. Yeah, just before you're coming to a decision, you have to know what was going on, what has been going on, and then you need to make a decision on a sound basis.
You knew what was going on for years. You knew what was going on for years.
It didn't go on for years. We got knowledge 1 month ago, for instance, and then we gave an order to our group, which is now investigating on that. And if we have the investigation closed, then we will make a decision. If we have all the information.
A woman called Franziska Schreiber, who quit the board of the youth wing, said that as far back as 2014, half of all AfD youth members sympathized with the far-right identitarian movement.
This woman
she knew this.
Yeah, but on the other hand,
and now she's afraid to leave her home without a bodyguard.
That's nonsense. Because
how do you
Ms.
know
Schreiber,
it's nonsense?
How do you know
it's
because
nonsense?
I know her, and I know that she was an admirer of Mr. Höcke, for instance, before she left the party. She was by herself very right-wing, and then she didn't make any career in the party, and she left the party, and now she is talking about how evil the party is. We have always the same procedure. People who cannot make career in the party, leaving the party, and then they are discriminating people.
Just because she criticized her, you now say she couldn't make a career. She did very well. She got onto the board of the youth movement.
No, this is not really a career. What is meant by a career, just to get a mandate, just to go into politics, and she was not able because nobody wanted to have her. Yeah, because of her behavior, of her background, because of her, proximity to certain people in the party. And this is exactly what is happening in this party, that people who have a problem, yeah, and who cannot make any career in the party, they are leaving the party, and then they are announcing all things.
And then you blacken their name when they do. Let's talk about the manifesto that you put out last year and some of the
Which one?
The one before the election.
Which manifesto?
You're talking about the program. And your 2017.
Yeah, the election program.
Yes. Your party complained bitterly about the state of political funding, called for a redefined and transparent system. But those calls are sheer hypocrisy, aren't they? Because the fact is you're in the middle of a huge financial scandal with your co-leader Alice Weidel under what prosecutors have called initial suspicion of breaching Germany's party spending laws. Ironic, isn't it?
It's not a big scandal, because we paid back all the money to those who spent the money.
Not according to investigation by WDR and NDR broadcasters.
You can read the newspapers. All the money was paid back.
The investigation said 6,000 euros was not paid back.
What is 6,000 euros?
Out of 130,000.
I think it's even more. It's 130,000 and 100 something. It's more than 250,000 euros.
From the Swiss
and
pharmaceutical company, it was 130,000.
There was also something from the Netherlands, I think, or Belgium.
And it was paid back late, wasn't it?
Everything, but it was paid back, and it was paid back by ourselves.
Which is against the rules.
We haven't been asked to pay it back, but we did it by ourselves. This means certainly you can say, okay, we could have paid it back earlier, but on the other hand,
you should have done according to the rules.
There is really no doubt about it that we reacted by ourselves.
You should have done according to the rules.
I can tell you, nothing will be happening.
Here you are banging the drum about how evil the system is, party funding. You break the rules.
No, we didn't break the rules. No, we didn't break the rules. We paid
Alexander Garland said the money should have been paid back earlier.
Yeah.
And then he says, I don't believe she should be blamed for anything, Ms. Weidel. Really? You give a free pass to your people who break the rules?
No. There was no rule.
She's under suspicion.
There was no rule broken. Because, for instance, the government or those who are responsible for it, they didn't have any periods in which the money has to be paid back. Yeah, this means we acted in a way, it's totally legal what we did, and we paid some money back. So, if you are looking to other parties, that we now have a head in the Bundestag, Mr. Schäuble, who was very deeply involved in such fundings with Mr. Kohl. It didn't happen to the AfD.
If another party had done what you have done this time, you would be screaming from the rooftops now, wouldn't
certainly
you?
not.
You would be screaming from the rooftops.
If they would have acted in our way, then we wouldn't have screamed from the rooftops.
Look at freedom. Let's look at another part of your program. Freedom of worship. The AfD pledges its unconditional support to the freedom of faith, worship, and conscience. Unconditional. But there are conditions there, aren't there? In schools offering Islamic studies, the lessons to Muslim pupils have to be given in German, you say. And Islamic Quran schools should be closed with immediate effect. That's unconditional?
No,
no, it's not.
There are
very strong conditions.
There are two reasons for it. Why should not be taught in Arab language? Because young people, especially young people, have to integrate in our state. Yeah, if they don't manage the German language, they will have no chance in the future just to get a job, just to be educated. And we are seeing it currently, for instance, with our Turkish minority, with the young people. Yeah,
you gave another reason in your program. You gave another reason, didn't you?
No.
Well, I'll read it to you.
This is not another reason, because we see it that, for instance, many young Turkish people are not able to integrate in our society because they have not the language skills, because they have not the educations they need just to get a job, and this is really a problem for Germany.
Mr. Pazderski,
but you have the same problems in Britain.
Look at what your manifesto says. Islamic Quran schools should be closed with immediate effect, as it's likely that uncontrolled, radical and unconstitutional indoctrination takes place there. It's likely. You don't say it's likely isn't proof, is it? It's likely isn't proof.
No, there are quite a number of Quran schools which are overwatched or guarded by our Verfassungsschutz, which means because something is going on in these schools, our security, because something is going on in these schools that people or young people are brought to radicalize.
You don't know how much of this is going on. How much of this is going on?
I can give you figures
after. You have no proof. You say it's likely. That's not proof. Since when is likely? Since when is likely proof?
Because there is proof, and I can give you the numbers and the figures because I have it.
What are the numbers and the figures?
I have it in my head, but I can give it you afterwards.
Thank you.
Yeah, you will get it.
Oh, that would be good to have.
Certainly.
So the government says that your manifesto violates the Constitution.
No.
Your religious, family, criminal and European policies are in clear violation of Articles 1, 3, 4 and 23 of the German Constitution.
I don't know where you got it, but it's not true. Yeah,
that's what they said.
Our manifesto.
That's what they said.
Who says it?
It was the former Justice Minister, Heiko Maas.
Who is Heiko Maas?
What do you mean? He was
Yeah,
just,
who is
he was
Heiko Maas?
Justice Minister.
He's
He
a
was
party.
Justice Minister.
He's
He
a
was speaking
party
for the
member.
government.
He's a
He
no,
was
no, no.
speaking for the government.
He's speaking as a member of the Social Democrat Party, which is currently going down to 13.
Doesn't
12
matter. When he said
matters
it,
very
he
much
represents the
because
government.
It matters very much because they are fearing the AfD, because the AfD is taking voters from the SPD, from the Social Democrats, from the Christian Democrats, and also from other parties.
So everybody's afraid of you, are they?
Yes, certainly they
Really?
are afraid because the point is we have
Aren't
really
you a bit paranoid? Aren't you a bit paranoid
we have
about
really we have really no party which is a conservative party in Germany. All the other parties moved during the last years constantly to the left side, and there was a vacuum on the right side besides the Christian Democrats.
And you're filling that space.
And exactly, we are filling that space
with lots of propaganda against
not
immigrants
propaganda,
and Muslims.
no, it's not about propaganda. It's about telling the truth. Yeah, we need to say people that what is going on, and we are saying people what is going on because we had a situation in Germany that for years and years people were not told the truth.
Okay, all right, Mr. Pazderski, Georg Pazderski, thanks very much for being
You're
on
very
Comfort
welcome.
Zone. Thank you.
You're welcome.